all, Dr. Fox back here with your weekend update, and we got so much to go over this week. Once again, we've got pre-patches just around the corner. Shadowlands Mountain Vote full in swing here on what came of that. Jennifer Pett finally has been solved. Pirates Day, all kinds of good stuff. Let's jump into this, shan't we? First off all, I want to say a quick happy Pirates Day. I finally got my nice little pirate outfit there on my main character. I'm just showing that to you real quick. And then we're going to span back over here. And as I'm like, no, Dr. Fox, bring it back there, right? No, it's all good. All right, we're going to, whoops. Bouncing through. I'll be so happy when I can eventually move back to OBS. Broadcasting on that. Jeez, my goodness, I'll be able to show a lot more better quality things going on instead of this good old long repeat. With that said, let's shift right in here. Still no exact pre-patch, but in the background provider patch, if you might notice here, there will have been a download, and you'll see right there that there is a slightly 20 gig-ish background downloader. So there it is. And then you know what that means? It's usually shortly after that as well. And what shortly defines and translates into, we're going to have to hold out for that. And finally, the Shadowlands Afterlife Revendreft video. You can see there all the images dropping and going in little rotation right here. What I mean is when I say finally, not the final thing we're going to talk about today, but the final of the 4 anime shorts that came out as well. So, wow, there was some pretty, no spoilers, just there was an interesting cameo in there. That's all I'm going to say, and I'll leave it at that. Of course, Shadowlands also, there'll be, they had a new login screen. I was going to pull that up on a web page so I could kind of show you folks, but a lot of the other content creators are covering some of that as well. And finally, the Jennifer Pett, the how-tos, there's some nice ones out there. CN, Signs of Killarney, Hazel just put out hers. They all did an excellent job, and I know they're like, Dr. Fox, you're a pet battle content creator too. Where's yours? Well, I tried to, and it didn't quite come out very good. I suppose I could still upload it, but there's no promises on that, sadly, because things have been a little too hectic for me to try to get a video up as I had hoped I was going to for that. There's still time. It's just I was hoping to get it up around the same time frame as the other content creators. Which is not that I'm trying to do it when they do. That's not my point here. But then we shift gears. We got PvP updates. Mythic Plus rewards are going to actually be in Shadowlands lower item levels and heroic raids. And there's controversy going back and forth about how we feel about that. I want to also send out a happy Pirates Day as I started my broadcast today as well. Yar, me booty bay with transmogs grinds. And I was like, no, I had a great group. We were at it for 6.5 hours last night. We worked down all the 4 reps down to 0/3600 for all like Ratchet and Booty Bay. It was all the Steam Cardell group there to get those all down, and then you start getting it as you kill the bruisers for the Buccaneer. And I wish I had reminded myself with some research that I needed to get to Exalted. Now, there was a gentleman in the group that did mention I'm going all the way to Exalted, but they didn't specify why. I didn't think to ask why, and how would I, because you don't know the outcomes. So I'm doing some research, and I was all excited. I got you could probably see it right there, the beautiful Blood Admiral hat, Blood Sail Admiral hat to get the achievement to pop. I was all excited. I got my toy, and I'm not saying it's a really, really bad thing. I was all excited, but there's if you want to be able to keep Blood Sail Buccaneers at Exalted while you get the other 4 up, there's a stipulation in there not to turn that in until you're Exalted. And I was like, don't. So I was tempted to grind that rest of the exalt, but then I'm like, well, now I can't do the exploit. So I think I'm going to screw up trying to get all my 100 and something rep that I've been working so hard for. Now I remembered why I went to that spot yesterday, and I was like, huh, I'm up to the point of turning that quest in. If I had only researched a little more before I had turned that one in, I feel like I've lost my exploit option. I'm not going to redo it with another character. She's the one I put all my rep into. And I know some will go, it's only 1 rep. And I'm like, I get it. Well, actually, it'd be 4 if I leave it with blood sale after all that hard work yesterday. It was like 6.5 hours grinding it all down and then to slowly bring up. Because it wasn't just hated and neutral. No, there was like hated, like loathed, unfriendly. I'm not saying exact what they are, but there was like, I was loathing that there were a lot of different levels. Thank God there were 3,000 points each, and we have our bonus rep right now. I know some would go, yeah, but Dr. Fox, before that, it was much worse without that 100% rep grind bonus we get right now. And I'm like, I know, which you can see right here, it's still going on until the end of the month, which is now next week. So that means we should be hearing something for pre-patch. Possibly this Tuesday, possibly next Tuesday, the 29th. Most likely that. There's been some rumor it may be into October. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. October 5th, 6th. But I don't know. My prediction still stands for the 29th. We'll have to see how that plays out. Maybe they're holding off just to see how all the content creators will share all of their prediction. No, I'm kidding. They have a schedule, and it just happens to work out that way. It's more of my silly satire and humor used in that aspect. Oh my goodness, as well, there's way back in July there's a possible solo island expedition option. We'll have to see. That was announced. We'll have to kind of see how that plays out as well for the island expeditions and how those are going to hold up in Shadowlands. There'll be the Pathfinder coming. Thankfully, Legion and Draenor, you're not going to need the rep to fly anymore. You can do it if you want the mounts. Thankfully, I already got mine done a long time ago. Though I know every time we have these changes, I feel like, dope, and a slap to the face. Like, oh, this time I, lost. Only to know that many times there's always that end. And I've had this discussion with one of my guildies and one of my brother in the guild about this many times. So I'm well aware, and I've been in this routine for a long time. So it's not like I didn't know, but it's just every time. And there's time-gated things. Not that that's important. I had life things to do. We always have to remember that life things are much more important than putting all this time and energy into a game. Because what does it really accomplish you at the end of the day, right? And just have to remember that too. I know, like with the Brontosaur going away, no, we don't want someone to be spending $450+ just to get access to that. Please, I hope no one has had to do that as well. I get it. Yeah, it's going over to the black market. Sadly, there's a lot of promotional toys of the black market I've just let go. And I'm just like, I'm not getting those ever. I'm sorry, I'm not willing to spend $1,500 in real world money. I know every day we have games out there that are but I won't get into that aspect of like pay to play and whatnot. But jeez, I just feel like a game like this should be made to enjoy like this without all this time gates. I get the reasons why. I'm just sharing my opinion about that. And usually we try to keep a very non-biased opinion, just a very open one. And that's why we keep the open discussion going below as well. And share your opinions on that as well. So, and then how fishing will hold up in Shadowlands. Just a lot of things. And then with all the Oregon wildfires out there, we send my best. I know when someone's outside of it, they're like, how can you really send your best when you're not even in it? And it just shows that you're sharing your best when people misinterpret your language of what you're trying to offer. And I'm doing it in a sincere way, not like it's being selfishly done in some way that is like angrily selfish or taking someone's view on it just to get more views or anything like that. It's none of that. It's just, if someone knew who I truly was, they would slow down and stop doing all this negative, horrible comments of what they think will be happening with the circumstance, they'd realize that what this is about is just showing that we're in this together, for showing our support within reason. We get, sometimes it doesn't feel like we're together, because then we say that and then you go out and you talk to someone and then they're horrible to you, and you're like, well, how can we be together if this human being's going to keep treating me like crap? And then we're supposed to say things like, well, I don't know. I could get off on a whole other tangent. We try not to do that in these, and we try to stay focused. That's why I always keep my notes in my notepad. This is that's what I'm reading from. Not reading from, but just like pulling my bullet points, and allows me to elaborate on it a bit as well. With that, let's just shift gears for now, trying to get our renters and all things different, plugins and different things all settled here around the home. It's been a very, I'm just going to say, it's been a very trying time trying to get everything kind of settled in, and I'm not going to get too much into it, but we're plugging away, trying to see how that's going to come together, I hope, within time, and keeping my fingers crossed for them, and hope they stay safe out there, and for the other individual or individuals that may or may not be coming into this home at some point. And that's a discussion for a different day. That's why I haven't been elaborating on a lot, because I'm trying to wait until we have more details before I say something and then something falls through, like I see happen too many times. Oh, it's a very trying time indeed. Bellular Gaming, he put out a what and what not to do link right before pre-patch. So if you would like to, I'll share the link for that as well. The Underlight Angler in Shadowlands looks like it has been nerfed. There's plans, if you get hit, it slows your character down, so you don't have to. I went back and did all the trainers to Exalted, but then it doesn't count towards your Exalted rep. It was just to finish them out, and then only to find out I hadn't finished up a few more to get my Underline Angler. I'm like, no! I just like, seriously? I did all that work, and I still didn't get my Underline Angler? Come on! No, I know. They've got other strategies out there that show you how. And alright, with that said, why don't we try to shift gears and look right on camera and cue, as you saw, and that little background pretty much finished loading all that, or at least a good chunk of it did as well, from that patch, it looks like. So, but excuse me, now let's refocus and come back around, and we're going to get ready to wrap things up with, of course, calendar time. I love my calendar time, instead of chica and or dude or non-variant or non-gendered variant or whatever we want to use it as. Okay, with that said, Brewfest is going to be starting today. My brother and I, is one of our favorite holidays. We enjoy doing, because a lot of all these little holidays just kind of start around each other. Even Pirates Day, which starts usually about about a day and a half to 2 days, slightly 2 days, more like a full 24-hour day. It's going to go into, it started at 1 p.m. yesterday, if you're watching this on Sunday, on the 19th of September, and then ending today and or on September 20th at 1 p.m. So you have until 1 p.m. today if you're seeing my video prior to this. If not, then I hope you got to do. There's no new changes in it. I just wanted that toy, and then only to find out that I didn't get all the way to Exalted before I got the achievement to get the toy. And I'm like, no. But I got the hat, and I was all excited. So there was still some good stuff about that. We have Brewfest going on this week as well. We've got the Call to Arms, a Deep Wind Gorge is beginning this week. A PvP Brawl Gravity Lapse, that'll be ending this Tuesday. A Pet Battle bonus event begins, so if you're looking for another good pet bonus time to go along, sadly Super Squishy is next Wednesday. It's just being missed by a day. There's a great calendar out there that shows you the like super duper squishy day when you've got a pet battle bonus and but it only tends to happen about like once or twice a year-ish. Sadly as well. The Battle for Azeroth Dungeons event, that will be ending this week. And then if you've been running any other dungeons that lock out, of course, they reset for you on Tuesday's reset. So that will just about take us almost one more weekend update to finish out the midweek of September next week, and we'll have to see how that plays out. And then we have something coming non-for-profit the following weekend that we tend to do. It's a yearly event. I know, right? Shameless self-promotion, right? No. All proceeds go to No Trans Left Behind that we created, the nonprofit. So with that said, yeah, I don't take any profits. I don't get paid for anything. I do this out of the joy and the kindness and the love out of my heart for the love of this content. And for many other reasons, I do it. But never about selfishness, and always about selflessness within reason, of course. So with that said, let's take two deep thoughts about how we're prepping for pre-patch. Call me in the morning, and then once again, yes, we will see you later.